like to begin this video with a good old second gear pull. That never gets old. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chad from Chapman Cars and Tech, and today I want to provide an update on my experience with BlackVue's brand new DR750 2-channel LTE Dashcam. So I've been testing for a while, and I've finally came up with some data points for how much of a plan you'll probably need. So I'm thinking for maybe like the everyday user, 5 gigs would probably be enough. Maybe 10 if you're using a lot. So to provide some context, so I've been banging on the camera, downloading videos through it, using it every day. So even with a more than normal amount of usage, I've used about 4.6 gigabytes of data. So that's pretty good. So the next thing I want to talk about is how did I get to where I am with my data provider. So after I got the dash cam, I went to one of the 2 approved carriers to get things set up. And after going through some little technical things, like they wanted something called an EID, and I had to figure out that the EID was on this nano SIM card itself, and I didn't do a good job explaining to the people at one of the 2 options, T-Mobile or AT&T, that the dash cam doesn't have a nano SIM card inside of it and you have a choice. So once we got through that barrier, the next thing they wanted to do was they needed a IEMI number. So the IEMI number is actually on the device itself. So whether it be a dash cam, cell phone, hotspot, tablet, every LTE capable device has an IEMI number. But for some reason, the IEMI number was not on any of the packaging. You can actually find that number later on through the app, but before getting the nano SIM card activated through the app, there's no way to figure out what the IEMI number is. So I'm not sure if it was because it was a pre-production model or what, because it came with Australian instructions. So we got that all figured out. So at the carrier, oh, that's a squirrel, I got a prepaid nano SIM card for $50 a month for 10 gigs. So got everything set up. Everything was working well for a month, and then by the end of the month it was time for me to reload that card. So what happened was I went onto the carrier's portal for setting up a new account, enter my phone number, and then what they do is they send a text. So the dash cam does not have a feature for receiving texts for a confirmation code. So I had to go to the carrier and I'm like, is there any way for me to get the confirmation number? And they said no. I went to the other support carrier and acted like I wanted to, you know, be interested in their services and talked about what was going on. And they said the same thing. There's a text that gets sent to the device, and if you can't read it, you have to take the nano SIM card out and put another device that is enabled for their network. So I use Verizon, so I tried to take the nano SIM card out of the dash cam and put it into my hotspot, and it just rejected because the hotspot is not an unlocked device, so it only takes Verizon Nano SIM card. So I was at the store and they were trying to figure some things out. So what we decided to do was I was just going to get like a postpaid account, just like a regular account that almost everyone has, not prepaid. And we had some issues with the IMI number. Spent 4 hours trying to figure out what's going on. Couldn't get anything to work. So I was like, okay, we've worked hard enough. We need to have a little reset. It's getting close to closing time. I want everybody to be able to get a chance to relax, go home. You can get your chance to close up your store for the night. I'll come in the next day and we'll figure this out. So I go home and I just had a hunch. So I decided I was going to take the Verizon hotspot, the SIM card out of the Verizon hotspot, and put it into the dash cam. And what do you know? Instant connection. It actually picks up the connection faster than the carrier I was trying to work with. Within like 10 seconds, I'm online. I had to drive around with the other carrier, and after about 30 seconds, the cloud connected notification is made. So why is it that my Verizon Nano SIM card works, although it is not explicitly written in the marketing material that they support Verizon? And there's some reasons here. So the carriers that they mention in their materials is for GSM networks. So I think Verizon, they use CDMA. So when you look into all the details, the GSM versus CDMA thing, that's part of their 2G and 3G networks. LTE is a different animal, and they do not have anything to do with those two types of networks. So what happens is, if I'm driving around with my dash cam connected to a Verizon network, and I go into 3G or 2G service areas, my connection drops out. But if I have AT&T or T-Mobile and go into their 2G or 3G service areas, I still get a connection. These services through the cloud app are going to be slower. You'll still be able to go log in and do some stuff. Streaming might be a problem unless you use the low resolution option. But you still have service. But fortunately for me, almost everywhere Verizon is a 4G, and they're actually going to be taking down their CDMA or their 3G and 2G networks. I think starting really soon, by the end of this year, I think they're going to start the shutdown, and then they're going to, I guess, access the equipment or whatever. So that's my spiel on my experience. So I am happy I accidentally kind of figured this out because it's going to be saving me $50 a month on services that I don't feel are up to the standard as Verizon for where I live. Of course, if you like living in some other areas, metropolitan areas, AT&T or T-Mobile might be the dominant one in their end. That'll be a great choice. But where I live, I get better response through the app, a lot quicker download times, especially for full res. When I'll be sitting in my driveway, it'll take me about 10 minutes to download a full quality video from the camera onto my dash cam using one of the other two networks that are supported. With Verizon, it takes like 3 minutes to download 1 minute clip. So I'm happy I kind of accidentally figured this out. So I guess that's it for this video. If you have any questions, write them down in the comments. If it's something I'm unfamiliar with, I'll be happy to dig into it, figure things out, answer the question. So I guess my next video for the dash cam will be similar to the one I did where I did the review of the app, but now that BlackVue has a new version of the app, I have to, it'll make sense for me to go through that new version of the app because there's new features involved. So that will be coming out, I would say, within the next month. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.